everyone.
standing right next to
So today we
me,
are going to just take a minute and think
showing
about
me
something
what
that
I
you're
need
grateful
to
for. Celebrate
see.
your wins. This
Yeah.
might be the fact
Rain is
that you
falling
lost some weight
into
you
my
released some
mouth,
information. Maybe you purged some emotions. One
flowers
of my
blooming
wins
all
today
up
was
and
I
down.
started my reset on January 4th. So this is my
I
last week of the
found
maintenance days, and I haven't
healing
stepped on
through
the
the
scale in a
body.
little while. And I was a little leery today, and I was like, oh man,
It's in
what's
it
it going to
through
be
the
like, right? Like my clothes feel good, like
body.
I feel good, but what's that
All
number going to be
along,
like? And I
in
stepped
and
on, and I
through
was
the
like, okay, this looks
body.
good. I'm holding where my results are. So
All
what I
along,
love about
it's
that
in
reference
and through
scale
the
is it shows where your weight is
all
distributed,
along,
right?
in and
So
through
your
the
BMI is your end
body.
all be all. So look at that
All
scale, look
along,
at your
it's in
breakdown,
and
make
through
sure
the
you're standing on the scale
body.
barefoot. So take your socks
All
off and then
along,
connect your phone
in
to
and through the
Instagram or Google as
body.
well. So we're gonna start out with
All
some
along, it's
mindful
in and
breathing.
through
We're
the
gonna do the four,
body.
7, 8 pattern because we're gonna talk about sleep today. So we're gonna inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds. So this is really good to do before you're going to eat a meal. So that helps digest your food. It helps shift you into a parasympathetic state. So if you're feeling stressed out, this is a good one to do. Helps improve your sleep, helps manage your cravings, helps reduce that anxiety. So I just want you to find a spot, sit comfy, rest your feet on the floor, really be grounded. Take a couple just cleansing breaths.
No more secrets. Come as you are.
Shake off that tension, relax your shoulders.
All of it fits just
relax your
right.
jaw, relax your face.
Heart to heart.
I'm aware of where your body is.
There's no tradition. Nothing by the
All right,
book.
so you're gonna inhale. 1, 2,
All you need is
3.
courage.
You're gonna hold. 1,
Have the strength to
3,
look.
4, 5, 6,
There's no
7.
more
You're gonna
pretending.
hold. 1, 2,
You can't measure in this room.
5, 6, 7.
Just walk
8.
through the doorway.
Inhale.
Just follow the tune.
Hold.
I see a robe of patches. It is perfectly
Exhale.
arranged. Here, there is no worry. Letting go of shame.
Hold.
We sit in pure absence without expectation.
Exhale completely.
Pure absence without expectation. Let us share,
Inhale.
don't be scared. Come on in, everything will be alright. Coming true for something new. Hey, what's to lose? All we gotta do is try. Let us share, don't be scared. Come on in, everything will be alright. Coming true for something new. Hey, what's to lose? All we gotta do is try. Let us share, don't be scared. Come on in, everything will be alright. Coming true for something new. Hey, what's to lose? All we gotta do is try. Let us share, don't be scared.
Exhale.
Come on in, everything will be alright. Coming true for
More
something
time.
new.
Inhale.
Hey, what's to lose? All we gotta do is try. Everything will be alright.
Inhale. Hold.
Everything will be alright.
Exhale. So today we are going to talk about ways to improve your sleep. A big area of healing during the reset because we do heal while we sleep. So we want to maximize our sleeping to the best of our ability. So we're going to go through some ways to improve that. So why is sleep so important? So you actually spend a third of your life sleeping. So our bodies restore themselves while they're sleeping. Your brain gets better mental focus and function. Your brain gets rid of toxic byproducts when you're sleeping. Your hormones get replenished and balanced while you're sleeping. It helps with weight loss. You can lose weight overnight because you lose a lot of weight just through your breath. I believe for every 10 pounds that you lose, over 8 pounds of it comes from your breath and breathing out of your lungs. It helps keep your immune system strong and it helps keep your hormones balanced. So if you aren't getting a good sleep, it might be more difficult to lose weight if those hormones are out of balance. So we're going to go through some sleep tips. So I did put the habit tracker in Practice Better and on the Facebook group. So this is something that you can print off and fill in and commit to it, right? So you want to take some time to really think and write down what your habits are, what is important to you. And we're going to go through some tips for each of your morning routines, your health and wellness, self-care and well-being, and evening routines to implement into your lifestyle to have better sleep. So examples of some morning things that you could do include getting morning sunlight. So you actually absorb sunlight through your eyes really well. So go outside without your glasses on, without sunglasses on, get that morning sunlight in your eyes. That helps balance out your circadian rhythm. Grounding. So we're almost to the season where we can go outside barefoot. So if you are in a location in the country that you can get outside and ground and put your feet in the grass, sit in the grass, doing that in the morning, sitting in the grass with some morning sunlight and journaling is a really, really good way to start your day. Prayer and meditation, intention setting, gratitude, those are all great ways to start your day off on a good note and put you in that positive mood for the rest of the day. So health and wellness ideas would be a sauna, dry brushing, walking, joyful movement, exercise, taking your supplements. Some self-care and well-being would be journaling, emotional release techniques, reading a book, taking a bath, getting rid of items that no longer serve you. Your evening routine, some ideas would be a bath, reading a book, lighting a candle, having some candlelight instead of artificial light, getting circadian light bulbs. So bond charge light bulbs are great to balance out your circadian rhythm. So you aren't throwing yourself out of balance, because when there are lights above us, God designed us to follow the sun, right? So we're supposed to be outside. We're supposed to use the sunlight as our source of light. So when we have LED lights directly above us all day long, maybe you're in an office setting, they just pound on you all day long, your brain always thinks it's noon. So your brain gets really confused on what time of day it actually is when that light is directly above you all day. So maybe you're in an office setting where you can shut the lights off and use your window. So do that as much as you can. I personally shut my lights off as much as I can. I do have, I'm going to show you here. So these are the Viva Rays prescription glasses. And then I can put these extra clip-ons. I also have orange ones and red ones that help balance out my circadian rhythm throughout the day. For the purpose of this, I'm going to take these off right now so you're able to see me. So you could also, those are the blue light blockers. Avoiding artificial light at night, or wearing your red light glasses or your blue light glasses with the red lenses on at night can help balance out your circadian rhythm. Look at the stars. When was the last time you went outside and looked at the stars, right? Like, take in those moments. We live in a very beautiful world and we're often consumed by looking at our phone or looking at a screen. Like, look out your window, be curious, and connect with the world again and what nature has around us. So a sleep challenge. So I challenge you to find out what your chronotype is. So you can go to thepowerofonequiz.com by the sleep doctor. So you're going to answer some questions. It doesn't take very long. I'd say probably less than 3 minutes to answer the questions. And that's going to tell you what time of day is best for you based on your body and your chronotype of when you should be getting up, when you should drink caffeine, when you should exercise, what time you should go to sleep. So that'll help you guide your schedule for the day. So write in your journal your best time to sleep, work, rest, or exercise for your chronotype and see if you align with that. Write down how much sleep do you need at night. So you might be setting your alarm for 7 a.m. If you want to set a bedtime 7.5 hours earlier. So that would be 11:30. So if you wake up before the alarm, less than 8 hours, were you groggy or were you energetic? So writing these down help you realize the patterns that you're seeing, and then you can establish a sleep routine that is best for you. So thinking about timing, so test your caffeine. So if you need to have coffee in the afternoon, write it down. If you're having coffee at 12 or at 2, write it down in your journal and see how you sleep that night. Because if it's impacting your sleep, that might not be the best choice for an afternoon pick-me-up. Make sure you're not doing any food 3 hours before bed. This really allows your body to prioritize sleep over digestion. Limit your liquids before you go to sleep so you're not up using the bathroom all night. I have had clients report that if they mouth tape, they don't have to use the bathroom as much at night. So keeping that in mind. Chamomile tea can be very calming to help promote sleep. And taking supplements before bed sometimes can help you fall asleep faster. So like magnesium or melatonin, if those are needed for you. As far as your screens go, so you want to limit your screens 2 hours before bed, and then you can turn your phone on a more red hue or a night shift. So on my phone, I will show you here, I can make it so it's red. So then it's not as harsh on my eyes. And that is better for sleep and at night. And oftentimes when it's red, I don't even want to look at it just because I don't feel like it. So you can read a book in bed. I just bought a book light that is actually a red light book light. So instead of having a bright white light while I'm reading my book, it is a red light. So it's not messing with my circadian rhythm. So reducing your blue light exposure, that can actually improve your heart rate variability. You can use lamps in the evening versus overhead lighting because lamps aren't directly above your head. So that's not going to mess with your circadian rhythm as much. And as a bonus, you could put a red light bulb in that lamp that will not mess with your circadian rhythm. So 8 hours of sleep, trying to have that consistent sleep and wake time. So the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. is when our body really has that restorative sleep. So you really want to focus on being in bed between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. because that's when your body gets the best restorative sleep. So as far as for sun exposure, so get at least 2 minutes in the morning, at noon, and evening. So if you get a lunch break and you have the opportunity to go outside, go outside, maybe eat your lunch outside, go for a walk on your lunch break. Even if it's just down the street and back, it is better to get outside for a few minutes than stay inside under artificial light all day because that sunlight really helps your circadian rhythm. So take a hot bath at night. So that actually causes your body's core temperature to drop and you sleep better when your core temperature is cooler. So adjust your room temperature in your room between 60 degrees and 67 degrees. That's the best sleeping environment. Make sure you pull your curtains closed and you have a really dark room. Use a fan or white noise because that can help drown out some of the other sounds so you're not waking up. And then practice mouth taping using nasal strips, an eye mask, and earplugs if needed, depending on the exposure that you have in your environment to sound, to light, to snoring. So keep in mind with that. There is an app called, I believe it's called Snore Labs. If you do struggle with snoring or if your partner struggles with snoring, that can help you improve your sleeping habits. I did upload a guide into Practice Better about snoring too. So if you have a partner that snores or you snore, check that out so you can stop snoring because that is disrupting your sleep. So are you a bear, a dolphin, a lion, or a wolf? So that is what you will find out when you do that sleep quiz. And then these are some of the ideal routines for your sleep chronotype. So you can come back and pause this and look at these areas depending on what category you fall in, because each person is a little bit different. So how much sleep do you need? So how to figure out your best sleep time. So you want to set a wake up time. So many of us have a time that we have to wake up, we have to get to work, you have to bring the kids to school or daycare, or whatever commitments that you have. So try keeping this consistent for all 7 days of the week. This really helps lock in your circadian rhythm. So set a bedtime. So now let's say that you need to be awake at 7 a.m., count 7.5 hours backwards from 7 a.m., and ensure that 11:30 p.m. is your bedtime. So keep a journal beside your bed and write down when you wake up and when you go to bed. So when you wake up, you set your alarm, note what time you naturally wake up. If you find that you naturally wake up at 6:30, then maybe you only require 7 hours of sleep. If you find that you're still groggy or tired when your alarm goes off, then perhaps try an earlier bedtime. So don't feel bad about this. There are even top athletes out there that require 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night to restore and rejuvenate their body. That's okay. This is how you discover how many hours of sleep you need. And I had a little revelation with this last night. I usually go to bed around at least by 9:30. And last night I had some things that I had to take care of and I didn't get to bed till 10:30. I woke up today around 6 and I feel fabulous. So I'm like, maybe I was getting a little bit too much sleep. So I'm going to play with this as well and adjust my sleep accordingly too. So screens. So avoiding your screens 1 to 2 hours before bedtime. So this is your TV, your computer, your iPad, your smartphone, your Kindle. So at least 1 to 2 hours before going to bed, because the TV and computer screens emit blue light. So that's nearly identical to the light that you're exposed to outdoors during the day. So your body thinks you need to be awake. It tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime, and then it shuts down your melatonin secretion. So that leads to not being able to sleep very well. So under normal circumstances, your brain starts secreting melatonin between 9 or 10 p.m., which makes you sleepy. So when this natural secretion cycle is disrupted due to excessive light exposure after sunset, insomnia can ensue. So if you need to use a computer before bedtime, you can download an app called Flux. It is justgetflux.com. So justgetflux.com. And that is a digital blue light filter for your screen. So that is for your computer. I do that as well, and it adjusts my screen throughout the day. It adjusts my screen at night. My screen looks vastly different at night than it does during the day. And then for Apple devices, you can set the night shift function in your device settings. And then on the side of your phone, you can click the side here 3 times, and then it'll automatically put the red light on. So as far as for Android devices, there is an app called Twilight, and that'll apply a blue light filter. So do something to suppress that blue light on your phone. So lighting, so try not to use overhead lighting and instead use lamps. You can turn the lights down, especially if you're going to the bathroom and in rooms that you're going into before going to bed, so you're not being pounded by the light. So for instance, we have like a night light in our bathroom, and I use that at night versus turning the big light on, because the big light, when I turn it on, it wakes me up. So decrease the light in your bedroom by using a dimmer or a dimmer switch. Salt lamps or candles are really great for evening. Using dark window shades or an eye mask to really cover your eyes and ensure that you're having that dark environment when you're sleeping, because when you go to bed, you shouldn't be able to even see your hand in front of your face. You want your room so dark you can't see your hand in front of your face, because just the slightest bit of light in your room can disrupt your internal clock and your pineal gland's production of melatonin and serotonin. So yes, this includes your alarm clock. If your alarm clock emits a bunch of light, put a blanket over it. You don't want to have any light on you at night. So the tiniest glow can dramatically increase your sleep disturbances, and it also can increase your risk for cancer, which is a little scary as well. So close your bedroom door, get rid of any night lights. If you need a night light, Bon Charge does make a red light night light. So we have one of those by the bathroom. So if the kids have to get up in the middle of the night, they're able to see, and it's not going to disrupt their circadian rhythm. So cover up those lights, use red lights, and switch you to Bon Charge light bulbs. So our sleep cycle, so we need about 5 sleep cycles a night. So we've been told that a sleep cycle is about 90 minutes long. So 5 sleep cycles at 90 minutes is about 450 minutes, or approximately 8 hours of sleep. So in actual fact is the length of a sleep cycle can range anywhere between 75 to 90 minutes or 6 to 8 hours. So this is where we derive where the metric of 8 hours of sleep a night comes from. So things to do during the day. So get sunlight exposure in the morning, at noon, and in the afternoon. Helps to regulate your circadian rhythm. Exercise earlier in the day. This helps you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, and also reduces your nighttime awakenings. Drink most of your liquids earlier in the day, so avoiding those liquids before bed. Avoid stimulants. So alcohol within 3 hours of bedtime can interfere with your sleep, as well as caffeine. So avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. Some medications and supplements might be stimulating, so being aware of what supplements might be keeping you up at night. For me, actually, CBD, it makes my heart race if I take it at night. So I avoid it at night, where I have other people that have an opposite experience and they sleep better at night. Complete your exercises before 6 p.m. So avoid nighttime tension before bed. So avoid anxiety provoking activities. Don't get in a fight with your partner when you're laying in bed. That should be your safe zone, not your fighting zone. Avoid watching the news. The news usually doesn't have good things on it. Excuse me. Avoid reading stimulating material. So maybe you're reading a murder mystery book and it's getting really good. That can stimulate you too much at night, along with shows. If you're watching a really intense show on TV, along with being exposed to the blue light, that's going to keep you up at night as well. Avoid paying your bills right before you go to bed. That can ensue some stress. And avoid arguments. So sleep deprivation. So sleep and appetite go hand in hand. So we focus on adequate sleep and wake time. So we want you to try and get at least that 7 hours of sleep. And this helps to reduce the ghrelin levels and help you feel full and satisfied after eating. So those who sleep less than 7 hours end up consuming more calories. Leptin and ghrelin determine how hungry and how satisfied you are after eating. So if you're getting enough sleep, your ghrelin is low and your leptin is high, you have a normal appetite and feel satisfied after eating. If you're lacking sleep, then your ghrelin may be high and your leptin may be low, which leads you to have increased hunger and not feeling satisfied even after eating, which might lead to overeating. So some sleep planning. So plan for 8 to 9 hours of sleep, especially while you're trying to find that perfect time for you. Keep your sleep time and your wake time consistent. Avoid getting to bed after midnight. Avoid late afternoon or evening naps. Avoid large meals before bed. Finish eating 3 hours before bedtime. Avoid drinking fluid before bed and take a hot bath. So strategies to use with trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. So if you're having trouble with sleep, read a good neutral book with red lighting. Don't stay in bed more than 20 to 30 minutes trying to fall asleep. So if you're having a hard time, get up, go do something, go back to bed. So if you get up for that 10 minutes and then go back to bed, you're not just going to lay in bed being super frustrated and thinking about all the things you need to do. If you awaken early because of the light, you can wear an eye mask. Make sure your air quality in your bedroom is pure and clean. So keep your air clean. Open your windows. You want to ventilate your space, especially if you're in a cold environment. You still want to be opening your windows in the wintertime and airing out your house. Make sure you're cleaning your vents. Make sure you are changing the filters in your air purifier. If you've never changed the filters, that's probably not serving you very well if they're all clogged. If you see mold in your house, you can reach out to me and I'll help you with that, because that is a problem that could definitely be impacting your sleep. Make sure your nose isn't blocked. So maybe looking at getting some breathe right strips to open up those nostrils so your nose isn't blocked. And then make sure that you can also add air filtering plants to your bedroom. So mouth taping. Mouth taping is awesome. It is a very simple, low-cost practice to profoundly impact your health. So especially when it comes to improving your sleep quality and your overall breathing. So some of the key benefits of mouth taping, so it helps encourage your nasal breathing. So you're nudging your body to breathe through your nose. It helps filter, humidify, and warm the air you breathe. And this can reduce the risk of respiratory infections and improve your oxygen exchange. Mouth taping also improves your sleep quality. So people usually report deeper, more restorative sleep after starting mouth taping. Personally, I've noticed a lot of improvements in my deep sleep and my heart rate variability on my Oura Ring. Supports your parasympathetic activation. So nasal breathing stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system, and that's responsible for rest, relaxation, and digestion. So this helps you wake up feeling more refreshed and less stressed. Mouth taping reduces your dry mouth. So if you wake up with a dry mouth or you notice a puddle of drool on your pillow, those are signs that you're breathing through your mouth during your sleep. So this can address those areas by keeping your mouth closed. So and you'll see in the picture, it's just a strip up and down. What I like to do is I rip off a strip, I stick it to my shirt a few times, and then I stick it to my mouth, and it's not as sticky when I'm peeling it off in the morning. Mouth tape also enhances your dreaming and cognitive function. So vivid dreams might happen. This can be contributed to better oxygenation and deeper sleep cycles. It might help reduce your snoring and sleep apnea. So it's not a cure, but it can help reduce that mild snoring and improve your airflow. You might want to make sure that you get a really good pillow so you have proper positioning of your neck if snoring is an issue. And mouth taping actually can balance your blood sugar and your cravings. So believe it or not, it can increase Mouth breathing can increase your sugar cravings because it dulls your ability to taste sweetness. So by switching to nasal breathing, you may find it easier to manage your cravings and maintain balanced blood sugar levels. So I like the 3M micropore tape. So that's a very gentle tape and it's not harsh on the skin. So this is a photo of different spectrums of light depending on what bulbs you have. So you can see the LED and the compact fluorescent have a lot of blue light. So that is what is impacting you, especially during your sleep. You see it suppresses melatonin by 80%. So we want to stay away from those sources of light, especially before bed, so that's not impacting your sleep. So some other tips, noise. So decrease your irritating noises in your space. If you have a clock that ticks and it drives you nuts, get rid of the clock. You can use earplugs or a white noise machine. A HEPA air filter sometimes creates that white noise to help block out and drown out some other noises. And then turn off appliances that also bother you. So temperature, no higher than 70 degrees. Optimal temperature is between 60 and 68. And taking a bath before bed actually helps lower that core temperature. Environmental issues, so avoid sleeping near electric fields. So what does that mean? So if you have a plug-in right next to your bed, move your bed a little bit away from the wall. If you have things plugged in, if you have a lamp on your nightstand that you never use, unplug it. Don't sleep with your phone charging right next to you. Put your phone on airplane mode at night. If you have to leave your phone on, put it on the floor so it's not right next to your head on your nightstand, because those EMFs really can disrupt your melatonin production and steal your energy. Another little tip is turning your Wi-Fi off when you're sleeping. So you can easily do this by having a Christmas tree timer. So if you plug your Wi-Fi into a Christmas tree timer, you can set what time you want it to shut off and what time you want it to turn back on. So maybe you shut it off at 11 p.m. and it turns back on at 6 a.m. So then you're not exposed to that Wi-Fi all night while you're sleeping. So bedding and pillows, so you can use a side sleeper pillow under your neck to sleep on your side. You can use a body pillow, put that between your knees. That helps align your back and your shoulders. And really consider getting organic pillows, mattresses, and bed sheets. So I switched to linen sheets and I can tell you it's made a difference. I have some other people that have grounding mats or grounding sheets on their bed that they love. So make sure you have that good source, because you are spending a third of your life in your bed. You want to have good sheets and not toxic sheets. Some supplements that you could consider before bed. So you can consider some melatonin. You could consider some magnesium glycinate or some magnesium cream, some calming herb teas like lemon balm, valerian root, chamomile, and establish that evening routine to help set you on point. And then an Oura ring, that can be a great tool for tracking your sleep and seeing where you're not getting that good restorative sleep. So it measures both your deep sleep, your light sleep, and your REM sleep, measures your heart rate variability, and really helps bring awareness to your body. And it's that body hack that it'll tell you things that you might not even realize yet. So if you're interested in getting one of those, you can reach out to me and I can send you a discount code for that. So let me know if you guys have any questions or if you need support with anything.